for them if they just hang out close by each other, safety in numbers. So I'm going to have them stay while each of them come up here and read their essay. And like I said, we had over 160 essays to read through. These essays definitely stood out. The 4-way test is right here. It's kind of what we do. So you'll get to hear them speak right now when Rhonda's done taking a photo. So we're going to start with Scott Brown.
One day I was walking down the street with my dog, Jojo. When we stopped at a corner, she would not stop sniffing a bag. I picked up the bag and looked inside. Inside was 5 $100 bills and a house key. As I stood there looking at the bag, I began to think about whether or not I should take it. Is it fair to the person who dropped the money? With the bag in hand, I started back towards my house. While I was walking, I decided that the person who dropped the money might need it more than I do, so it would not be fair to them. I started to think about whether or not I would be telling the truth if I kept the money. Soon I realized that if I kept the money, I would not be truthful to the person who lost it. If I turned in the money, I would be truthful to the person. While I was walking, I also realized that if I gave the money back, I could become friends with the person who misplaced it. In addition, I would be showing goodwill to them. I also began to think about who it would benefit if I kept the money. I realized that if I kept the money, it would only benefit me. If I gave the money back, it would be good for everyone. I then decided to give the money back to the person who dropped it. 11 days later, I found the man who dropped the money. I returned the cash to him, but he only wanted a portion of it. He told me to keep $200. Later, he explained that I was honest enough to give the money back, so he thought I should have a reward. Applying the 4-way test resulted in a win for everyone.
Morals are known as doing the right thing, putting others' needs before your own. Sometimes in life, we're required to do these things for loved ones, family, or even strangers. For example, many months ago, I saw an exhausted elderly woman at the supermarket. I noticed she was having trouble lifting her heavy, overweight, stuffed grocery bags. I then followed my mom past the elderly woman, ignoring her. She asked for help, but I simply said I was to leave soon, but really I was too lazy to lift the grocery bags. As I trudged along the first aisle, I began to think of the situation. I thought to myself, is it the truth? Of course not. I lied to get out of helping the elderly. That can't be the right thing to do. I continued to think, and after that, I contemplated again and thought, is it fair to all who is concerned? Once again, no. The elderly woman was concerned that she might drop a grocery bag and might hurt herself. Then I realized I had to step in. I quickly started back to where the old woman was lifting grocery bags and asked if she would like some help. She quickly agreed, then patted me on the back and pushed me towards the shopping cart. As soon as I began to lift the groceries, my biceps began to bulge. Soon after I had finished lifting the groceries, I pushed her overpacked cart towards the door. I soon began to think once again and asked myself, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Yes, it will build goodwill and better friendships. It would make a friendship between the elderly woman and myself, and it would make generosity or goodwill to the woman and me knowing that together we could accomplish many goals. That day I learned a lot about morals. I learned that you should help out people when they ask, or even if when they don't ask, you should still help that person out because it's good morals. It also shows respect, integrity, and honor.
A position many people have been in is whether or not to cheat on homework. I do my homework every day, except for once in a while, when I just don't have time. I'm just too busy, and by the end of the day, I'm too tired to do anything. Should I cheat on my homework just once in a while so I don't get a bad grade? When people are put in hard situations, they can ask themselves 4 questions, and hopefully those questions will help them make the right choice. Is it the truth? The answer is no. Most of the time, if I'm going to cheat on something, I tell myself I do know the material already. Sometimes I don't. I'm lying to myself so that I don't feel as bad about what I'm doing. Teachers expect me to do my own work, so when I don't, I'm not telling the truth to the teacher either. Is it fair to all concerned? The answer is it's not fair to anyone concerned. It's not fair at all to the person I cheat off of. They took the time out of their day to do that homework, so why should I get the credit for it? They took the time, so they should be the one to get the credit. It is also not fair to the teacher. The teacher assumes that I am the one that did the homework, so they give me the credit. They spent time teaching me the lesson, so they expect me to know what they taught. Finally, it is not fair to me. Teachers give out homework so kids can reinforce what they learned in class. If I am not the one that did the homework, I most likely don't know what the material is that was taught in class. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Most likely it will destroy friendships. When I ask the person if I can cheat off their homework, they probably don't want to let me, but they don't know how to tell me no. They won't want to give me points when they are the ones who spent the time on the homework. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Cheating homework does not benefit anyone concerned. The teacher thinks that I know the lesson that was taught in class and gives me free points that I don't deserve. The person that I cheated off of spent time on that homework and gave me the points. I don't know the lesson as well as I should and probably do not do as good as I normally do on a test. All in all, by asking myself these 4 questions, I learned that cheating on homework is not the right answer. I should take the grade I deserve, and by asking myself these 4 questions, people will be able to figure out what if they are doing is right or wrong.
We have cash prizes for all 3 award winners. And I just wanted to share with all of you that oftentimes teachers at the middle schools make this an assignment for the students where it's a requirement. The nice thing about this teacher at Las Colinas, David Locken, is that he offered it as extra credit. And we had the most essays from his class just based on extra credit, and these kids wanting to write about the 4-way test. So I was pretty impressed when I heard that from Mr. Locken, so I think they deserve another round of applause just for that. And here you guys go, and that's it. Back to you, Jay.